So we're gonna do a bit of a tutorial here. This is a heel-toe tutorial. It's a lot easier to learn this in real life than it is in a sim racing game, but I can teach you the basics. I'm no master at this, but I am decent at it in real life. In the game, like I said, it's a little bit harder to implement that technique in game. Some things that are factors for learning this: your space in between the brake pedal and the throttle pedal, it needs to not be like gapped, right? Like you wouldn't want to have a pedal way over here and then try to, I mean, I guess you could reach the throttle pedal from there, but so the smaller cars with the transmission tunnel right next to your right foot, you're pretty much going to be forced to use just like the edge, like the outer edge of your foot. And if you have sort of like a weak sort of brake pedal in real life or in game, it's going to be really hard to do this. So you can still learn, but it's going to be really hard to be accurate with what you're doing and really feel like where the braking points are. If you have any kind of software like this, here's what you should do. Let's do like a little bit, like 25%, right? Now we're going to try to keep it around 25% and apply the throttle, right? You want to kind of blip it, right? We'll go to 40%, roughly around there, and just kind of keep it there, right? And kind of speed up as you get a little more comfortable, just keeping it around there. And you'll get a feel for it, right? Like you can see, I'm not doing perfectly good, but I'm going to keep on reiterating. It's easier to do it in a real car because you can feel the car like jolting if you do it wrong. You'll know when you get a good one because it'll be butter smooth when you start downshifting. You know, it'll sound like the car is doing a lot, but it's actually a lot easier on the transmission, on the engine, just pretty much everything. The brakes.
Now let's head into a game.
First thing you're gonna want to do is get it in neutral and then apply a little bit of the brake, right? Kind of hear your engine revving up, but kind of keep that same pressure on the brake, or try to. Okay? So that's gonna be the first step. Just practice that. Practice pushing harder on the brake because, you know, sometimes you're going to need to stop quicker, right?
For right, 100. For left, 70. Caution, one right, don't cut. 30. For right, opens 40. Caution, by right, unseen, one left, don't cut.
If we're slowing down and we're in second gear, you don't need to do this. Most real cars, at least road cars, don't have a synchronized first gear.
Caution, by right, unseen, one left, don't cut. 40. Jump and
right.
by right, for left.
So it helps you smooth out the ride. That's the goal of heel-toe shifting. It's to keep your car stabilized and make it to where like there's no like jolting when you're downshifting.
3 right, 80. 3 right to tightens, 50. 4 right, 30. 4 left, 30. 3 right long, caution, and 1 right. Don't.
When you're going up a hill and you want to slow down, all you pretty much have to do is blip the throttle and downshift, right? Because you're already kind of using the hill as your brake. If you're going downhill, once you push the clutch in, you no longer can rely on engine braking. So you're not using your gears. It should really be called transmission braking. But you're not using your gears at that point anymore to actually slow down. Kind of going downhill and you push the clutch in, you start creeping forward faster because you're not using your gears anymore. In that case, you want to kind of fill the gap with the brake. So when you're pushing the clutch in, you want to kind of fill the gap so you're not like letting the car free fall. You want to kind of control it to where like you still feel like the transmission or engine braking is taking place.
Caution and all right, unseen, 30. 2 right, don't cut, slow, 30. 6 left, 80. 2 left, 2 right, long.
Another important thing is, depending on what RPM you're at, like let's say you're at 7,000 and your red line is 7,500, you want to kind of wait to downshift. You don't want to just downshift when you're at redlining and then like try to rev it up more and try to downshift. That's how you damage your engine in real life and also in certain video games. Pretty much your goal is to blip your engine RPMs to the point it would be at when you downshift. So you're kind of pre-synchronizing, right? So you're not waiting for the gear synchros to do their job. You're actually kind of bypassing them and rev matching to that perfect point to where you don't feel that jolt.
Caution, for left tightens to left, small cut, 40.
So what's most important is even brake pressure. And it's so much easier in a real car because you can kind of feel if you're braking too much. With a motion rig, it's a little bit easier, but most people don't have that. So if you do have a car with an H pattern, I would say learn on the car first. Even though it sounds dangerous and it sounds like you could damage your car, which I guess you could if you did it really wrong, but most likely your car will handle it. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to learn in a real car and then transfer that knowledge to sim racing, I think it's easier than learning it in sim racing and transferring the knowledge to a real car.
4 left, 6 right, the crest, 3 left, 80. 3 right, small cut, 1 bump, slow 30, 5 left, 5 right, 4 left, small cut, and 3 right above a jump. To stop.
Yeah, that's what I recommend. Get some kind of telemetry tool to practice this and start applying it in game. Hopefully this tutorial helped you. It's not like super detailed, but it's enough to give you a general sense of what you need to do and what you need to practice for. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future tutorial.